Today we're going to talk a little bit about Reiki, Usui Shiki Reiki to be precise. So this is the Reiki that came out of Japan. It is the most common form of Reiki and is the traditional form of Reiki. There are other forms out there, but they all come from this specific and particular form of Reiki that goes back to the practitioner's founder, Dr. Usui. Okay, so there are 4 levels in traditional Reiki. So if you're going to be a practitioner, or you want to train to be a practitioner, you want to train to learn Reiki just for yourself, you would start with Reiki 1. That's the beginner's form of Reiki. And during that class, you're going to learn about the chakra system, you're going to learn about energy in general, you're going to learn about the history of Reiki, you're going to learn how to do Reiki tenets, or what are the Reiki tenets. That's part of the history of Reiki. And you're also going to learn to channel Reiki, which is absolutely the most important part. So you'll be attuned 4 times, that's the traditional way. And attunement really opens you up to channel Reiki. It turns you sort of into a cord that connects to the energy of Reiki. It allows it to pass through you so you can give it to yourself as well as others. The focus on Reiki 1 is really more self, giving it to oneself, than it is others. But you will practice giving it to others, which is a great way to get used to the flow of Reiki through you. Now, Reiki attunements and the flow of Reiki for you will last a lifetime. So many people end there. Some will want to go on to level 2. Level 2 is what is considered the practitioner level. In level 2, you do spend a little bit more time on what does it mean to give Reiki to others. You talk about ethics a little bit. You can go into how to set up a business. A lot of people don't do that so much. You can talk about giving Reiki to animals as well as people. Animals have the same chakra system, so that's pretty easy. And you'll also go into symbols. And symbols are probably the most important part of Reiki too. The symbols are intentions, and where Reiki can be anchored, or the intention of Reiki can be empowered. And you learn 3 symbols there: power, harmony, as well as distance. Distance will allow you to give Reiki to any person or anything anywhere on the planet, from a foot away from you to a billion miles away. Okay, so you learn that connection, how to connect to people, animals, places, no matter where they might be. So it's actually pretty groundbreaking as far as Reiki practice goes. Some will then go on to Reiki 3. Some will just end at Reiki 2, and it's okay. Again, just like Reiki 1, it's all about your own journey. Now, Reiki 3 is Reiki mastery level. So in Reiki mastery level, you really learn that mastery is a lifetime thing for you, right? So this is what you really learn in mastery level. You do get, as you do in every level of Reiki, you learn more control over your channel for Reiki. So maybe at Reiki 1, it's like turning on a faucet of water, but it's all one temperature, it's all one power. You turn it on, turn it off. Reiki 2, you learned a little bit more. How do I control the flow of Reiki? Can I make it flow faster? Can I make it flow slower? All these different kind of things. And that only continues in Reiki mastery. So you really get to really understand Reiki better, how to use Reiki, maybe different situations in which you might use Reiki. And you also get a mastery symbol in Reiki mastery class, and that is Reiki 3. Some people will then go on to what we call Reiki 4. That's Reiki Master Teacher. Now again, less people all the way through. People drop out because they don't really need it. My wife and I ourselves didn't take Reiki 4 or Reiki Master Teacher until we actually had been practitioners for quite some time, because we had no intention of teaching it. And that's really the hallmark of Reiki 4. So when we decided we were going to teach it, we went ahead and took this class. So in Reiki 4, you learn to be a Reiki Master Teacher. And so you learn how to do attunements. You learn some other of the secrets of Reiki, right? Some of the other wonderful things about Reiki. But it's a lot more about how do I teach classes, how do I attune people, and what do I do there? And this is the one class that's just not a 1-day or 2-day activity. This actually takes part over the course of approximately a year for many people. So in this class, you not only have this class, but then you need to go out, you need to audit classes, you need to write manuals, you need to do all these different things in order to become a Reiki Master Teacher, which are all good, because you want to have a teacher who's actually practice these things and have time to write their manuals and really understand what they're teaching you. So that's Reiki 1 through 4. So if you're interested in taking any of these classes, jump into Reiki 1 and just see what happens. That's what we did. We had no intention of being practitioners. We just started with Reiki 1 because it sounded fun, and we loved it, and we kept going. So if you're now looking for a Reiki person to go see to do energy work on you, who would you go to? So My personal preference would be go to a Reiki master, and I'll tell you a little bit why. The minimum would be Reiki 2 or practitioner. So during that Reiki 2 class, that practitioner class, you are going to focus more on giving Reiki to other people. You'll get the attunements that allow you to use the symbols, which can be important in practice. And it just takes you beyond the basics. All right. You also should learn ethics, a little bit more ethics on working with other people, which is pretty important too. So at a bare minimum, any practitioner you go to and pay money to should at least be trained in Reiki too. Reiki mastery, for me, just shows you're more dedicated to it. You put more time into it, and you have more control and understanding of Reiki. So for me, that's just my bare minimum. Everybody will have a different one. Reiki 1 should be a no-no because they haven't even taken the ethics part or done a lot of work with people, and they're just not ready, right? So there's no reason to rush this. If you're really dedicated to giving Reiki to people and feel like your Reiki and your understanding of Reiki is worth something and have people pay for it, you should have put some time into it and some energy. So minimum of Reiki 2, and Reiki master is fine. Should you go to a Reiki master teacher? You may be, right? You know, that's just, again, another person who has probably spent more time, dealt with more people, worked with more people. All that is good. But for me, that's not a hard stop. You know, Reiki mastery is just fine. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, we'd be happy to go into it in a lot of detail. Reiki is very interesting, a really great thing to learn. If you're thinking of learning it, just try. It's a great class. You absolutely learn to use Reiki for a lifetime, and it will really change you in ways you don't expect. If you're looking for a practitioner, find one that you're comfortable with, maybe one who's been around a while and dealt with a lot of people, and give that a try too. See how it goes and see how it feels, and know that every practitioner is different. And so if your experience with one wasn't what you were expecting, try another one and see if you enjoy it better. Thanks for joining the channel today.